Shalom, giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, HaKwadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. A sincere Shalom, Labakarium Shah, Yasharallah, that's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. This is Revelations 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierce him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. And those clouds of these chariots, that's everywhere. Everywhere. And real soon, there will be an invasion. The Lord will invade this place with his troops. Now, this was last night. Last night, I was coming in from camp, sitting outside, listening to some lessons. And right before I went to the house, I always look up, because the chariot, it won't be out, then it'll be out, then I'll look up again, and it's there, then it's not there, but it was right there, as I was walking into my house, and I decided, just to hit record. I was just feeling that way. A lot of times, we don't record it, because we so used to it, but the Spirit jumped on me, and I hit record. This is Habakkuk 3, verse 19. Yahweh is my strength. He will make my feet like hinds' feet, and he will make me to walk upon my high places. To the chief singer and to the string instruments. And these chariots, they're going to bring these powers to us, man. Yah Ratazah, Yah Ratazah, Yah Ratazah. Because spiritual power and protection. When you look up hinds' feet, man, look at what them hinds do, man. Them mountain goats. That's serious business. And this was Habakkuk saying the Lord was going to make his feet like that. But the spiritual power is coming from up top. So we're constantly looking up top, Akim. We constantly looking up top, Aqua, because the power is coming from up there. And these chariots, they coming down on us for protection, because we going to need it in this day. So I'm going to play this video, then I'm going to go to another video to show, the sightings are to Esau getting out of hand. But for us, it's strengthening our faith. Shalom. Giving all the praise and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, HaKwadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who told me this truth. About to walk into this house. Me and the Ogden Yacht, Saints of Jersey. We Saints of Jersey, we just came from camp today. I was sitting outside, doing my studying, checking out the lessons. I'm on my way in the house. And just wanted to show y'all this here. We just came out of the new moon phase a few days ago. So the moon itself is in a crescent phase. It go through about 29 and a half phases. We do dictate our months according to the moon. But as you can see, what's next to it, which needs no explanation. We're sitting next to it, and that's not a average star. As you can see, the sky is clear. We're just paying around, traffic moving. I know some people don't like to see the dots in the sky because they want to see the moving organisms, But this chariot has been with me for a few years now, and I'm in the front of my residence. Sometimes I park in the back, and then he'll pop up in the back. But right now I'm in the front, and we decided to follow to the front. So they are moving for you non-believers out there, which we're not really worried about, because this is the protection of the hopeful elect in the day that we coming into. Hey, Akim, Akwath, but mainly to the Akim out there on the streets and corners, teaching in the gaps and highways and byways. We're involved in something that's beyond this world. Do understand that. And we're being watched. keep us on point. You know, and it's for correction, you know, protection, and a shield that we're gonna need in this day. But I always say this: these cameras, they don't do any justice from what I'm looking at with the naked eye. So, giving all the praise and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. Shalom. Okay. Now I want to turn your attention to this report. You know, some of you probably seen it. This is a mainstream media, NBC News. This came out, I think they said this was last year, if I'm not mistaken, or 2021. But you're going to see a guy named Jeremy Corbell, if I'm not mistaken. You know, he used to work for the Pentagon. You know, he was set up by the Pentagon to, you know, secret intelligence research on the USOs and the UFOs and the UAPs. Then he broke off and he became a supposedly whistleblower. But I think he's controlled opposition just because I've been watching this guy for over a year since he supposedly broke the yoke from the Pentagon. And he's hiding and holding back all kind of information, you know. But this thing they're releasing to the public now at this time, we don't know why, but we know that these sightings are getting heavier and heavier, and they want to control the narrative. But they don't know, man. This thing is about to be real aggressive. Check this out. Hold on, Salat.
We're going to talk about UFOs because it is my hope that in the near future we figure out whatever the heck has been going on in our skies. And if you follow a lot of the UFO incidents involving the U.S. military, you might have seen a lot of people talking about several videos of what looks like a triangle seeming to hover over a base out at 29 Palms here in California. This was all released in the last day by documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell. Take a quick listen.
Those are not aluminum rounds because aluminum rounds fall. And nobody shoots in a 5-gun section. There's more lights around it.
No, this is fucking weird. We got UFOs outside.
Now, Jeremy Corbell and the co-host of the podcast Weaponized, George Knapp, say they have been looking into this since 2021. There's another image right there. He says, according to reports from witnesses, the whole thing only lasted about 10 minutes, from 8:20 when it appeared to 8:30 when it blinked out. According to Corbell, it was seen by more than 50 people, many of them Marines at Camp Wilson, who captured those images, but they just couldn't explain what they saw.
If you look in the picture, you can see like a black triangular shape.
Why are these not flares?
Because they stayed there for a solid 10 minutes, just in the same spot.
And
Now, if anybody familiar with military flares, you know, flares go up and they come right down. So this ship, it had structure, which they saw. And they're going to compare it to a sighting that they had in San Francisco years back. There was structure there. But, you know, Esau wanted to control this narrative. And they use guys like Jeremy to bring it out because it's out. And they want to spin it, you know. But it's a reason why these sightings are over the military bases. Because the Lord is coming to take down these armies. This is Isaiah 34, verse 2. For the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. So who you hear speaking is, you know, I don't know if he's a captain, a general, you know, a capo. I don't know. But you heard what they said. 50 military personnel witnessed this, man. And they know what they're looking at. They know the difference between flares and a structure with lights. Okay? He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. And that's what's about to happen. A slaughter, a great invasion.
One spot for 10 minutes?
No, they fall.
And Jeremy Corbell himself joins us right now in the studio.
That's him
so
right
Jeremy,
there. This is Jeremy here on the right.
Quick, set the scene for us here.
Yeah, so this happened back in 2021, and I thought it was flares at first. A bunch of Marines started coming to me. I was able to find them within 36 hours. they saw a craft. So this is not something lights in the sky. They actually saw the body, the shape of the craft, and you see that in the low light photo. So they basically said, you know, what's going on? What is this? And I was worried about the reporting process. We dug into it for a number of years. Luckily, they shot up lumen flares, so you can see the difference of what a lumen flare is. And most flares, they last within
now look
1
at that.
minute.
Look at that. That's a structure. Now at the same time, it could be a uniform of chariots together too. You know, because what that structure remind you of? Birds flying in the air. This is Isaiah 31, verse 5. As birds flying, so will Yahweh of hosts defend Jerusalem. See that? Them chariots gonna come back in formation like this. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it from up top, from in the sky.
To 3 minutes max. This object, or I'll say craft because you can see the body of it, sat there from 10, some reports say up to 25 minutes unmoving. So this is why I thought it was important, bringing it out to the public, trying to crowdsource and figure out this UAP. It's just an unidentified. The point is we're trying to identify.
And we're trying to identify something that happened over a military base with a lot of military service members all around. We reached out to the Pentagon. I know the Marine that you spoke to said that they ruled out flares, but the Pentagon tells us that there was an airspace tactics and instructor course happening around the same time, and there's video of that training. I think we have some of that video that has been declassified. You can see choppers through night vision. You can see tracer fire. You can see flares. And then right at the end, there are a couple of seconds showing something it's kind of in a similar shape to that triangle. Do you think that that could be the same thing? Some of this exercise that you're seeing right here, those appear to be flares, kind of in a triangle shape. Do you think that that could be what these Marines saw?
Yeah, so that's the question is, were these flares? The problem is the duration, and all of the witnesses that saw the body of a triangular shaped craft. So initially that was my thought, but over these years from working with people, they saw the craft itself, the body of it, and that's what you see in that low light video. Now, I don't know, it's a huge base. It's almost 1,000 miles wide. So showing me a video, we need to know if it identically matches up to the time. Look, I'm trying to solve the case too, but I can't discount the Marines that are telling me they saw the craft.
One of the interesting things about this case is, so that is declassified video that we're seeing right now of the training exercise. The Pentagon says that they had no report of UAP activity, and there is a procedure now for UAPs to be reported all the way up to the Pentagon. They're saying that there were no reports given. Is that what you're hearing from the Marines? Did they ever try to file a report with the government?
Yeah, so that was the problem. We weren't getting information. Now, we've seen that over and over and over. Remember, the 2004 Tic Tac event, that UFO event was during a training exercise. The 2019 UAPs were during a training exercise. There's always training going on there at that base. So that's what we're trying to get, is better transparency to move that information up, and better reporting process. People should not have to be calling journalists. They should be reporting it through the normal chain of command, but that is not happening.
Now, one other question. I mean, as soon as you posted that, everyone was talking about the Phoenix Lights, like one of the most well-documented UFO mass sightings there's been. What did you think when you saw this? Did you think Phoenix Lights as well?
Well, when you see that 5-section of lights, that shows that it appears to be very similar visually to the Phoenix Lights, but the size was about half the size of a football field when they could see the body of the craft. And that's what just keeps coming back at me. I want to know the truth too. I want to see similar visually to the Phoenix.
Look at that. Yeah, this thing about to be on.
What did you think when you saw this? Did you think Phoenix Lights as well?
Here.
Well, when you see that 5-section
and they know
of light,
and they know it. They know it. That's why this thing is making news. You know, they're moving fast. they moving fast. This is the salvation here. Why everybody gonna be looking at the MOTB and taking it? Oh, this is what it's gonna be. We looking up. We are looking up. This thing is getting more aggressive because we coming closer to the end. And the Lord tell you that Michael gave the scripture, Daniel 12:1. Michael going to have to stand up for his children, for the elect, because it's going to be so brutal out here, you know. But we can end it right there, you know. I think you get the point. This is Habakkuk 3, verse 16. When I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. And these people, these Edomites, these 2/3 are in trouble. These nations of the world, the takeover is happening. You're in deep shit. You're in trouble, man. That I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up upon the people, he will invade them with his troops. And those troops I have called my mighty ones for my anger. Isaiah 13. That's that military army, because that's what they looking at. An army from heaven. He's the Lord of Sabaoth, the Lord of armies, the Lord of war, the Lord of hosts. Allah Shaddad. Shaddaiah. Babakashah, 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 have mercy. Ya Ratazah, Ya Ratazah, Ya Ratazah, Shalom, Labakarium Shah, Yasharallah.